4th of July, man, what y'all doing for the 4th? And black people know you shouldn't even be celebrating on 4th of July, man. I don't even know what's going down with that. We was in slavery. They celebrated emancipation. They celebrated the freedom from the British, 1776.
That's right.
They celebrated the freedom that white folk got control of this country. You were still in slavery. We didn't get nothing until 1865, 100 years later. But you all decked out for the folk. Got barbecue grills going. I don't care, Jeff, man. Give me a day off. Because they give you a day off, that don't mean you got to celebrate it. It's simple, man. It's simple. They don't even read.
That's right. You're right, bro.
He tells us not to do that. Go ahead.
16. And thou take of their daughters unto thy sons, and their daughters go a whoring after their gods, and make thy sons go a whoring after their gods.
Oh, wait a minute, Easter time. Yeah, bring your son over there. We're going to have Easter speeches. We're going to give you $1 Easter egg, Easter, what do you call that? Basket. We're going to go high Easter egg and all this stuff. You bring your sons and daughters to them. This is what he tells them. Don't make a covenant with these people. We don't have nothing to do with no Christmas, no Easter, no Thanksgiving, no nothing to do about it. You can't read it.
That's right.
But just because, one thing I know about Israel, we real gullible. They got some food on the table and the grill going. Oh, we there. We there.
All right.
We there. Oh, don't eat. Got some turkey dressing. Don't eat. And you cook turkey dressing every day of the year. 365 days you want some turkey dressing. You can cook it. But anyway, this is what he tells us, not to make the covenant with these people. Go ahead.
17. Thou shalt make thee no molten god.
Mm-hmm.
The feast of unleavened bread shall thou keep.
What is that? They don't even understand the feast of unleavened bread. That's a part of the Passover, the feast of unleavened bread, which we already done. We already done this. We understand this. Go ahead.
7 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread, as I commanded thee, in the time of the month Abib. For in the month of Abib thou camest out from Egypt.
Read this to his son and daughter. He won't know what you're talking about. 7 days you must eat unleavened bread. The 14th day we took the Passover, we ate unleavened bread. And then them 7 days we ate unleavened bread for 7 days. We abstained from bread with yeast in it. That's just the ordinance of the feast.
Amen.
This is what we did. He tells us, make sure you remember this. Abib is the first month of the year, which is spring. Go ahead.
Verse 19. All that openeth the matrix is mine, and every firstling among cattle, whether ox or sheep, that is male.
He said, all that open the matrix. This ain't talking about me over the matrix. No. He's talking about the womb. The womb of a woman, the womb of an animal. All the first ones, he is his. You dedicate that to him. He's giving us what he's talking about in this feast right here. The feast of first fruits. He wants the first of the best. That's why he always tells us to bring our best on these holy days. Because he gonna give us his best and make us the first fruit in the resurrection. It's telling a story, but if you don't read and understand it, it won't come to you. Because it didn't come to me for a while. Like I've been knowing this. Well, go ahead. This is what it says about these firstlings. Go ahead.
Verse 20. But the firstling of an ass thou shalt redeem with a lamb.
Yes, sir.
And if thou redeem him not, then shalt thou break his neck. All the firstborn of thy sons thou shalt redeem, and none shall appear before me empty.
When you redeem something, that means that you are bringing it back to you protecting it. Like, how did the children of Israel redeem their firstborn when they was in Egypt, when God sent their angel by? They put the blood on the doorpost. They sanctified that to God first. The first male of everything. He killed first baby, the firstborn, and he could kill the firstborn of animals. I always tell the same story here. Tell the same story. You give the first back to him, and he gonna make you first in the first resurrection. Go ahead.
6 days thou shalt work, but on the seventh day thou shalt rest.
Mm-hmm.
In here,
That's the weekly Sabbath. That's what we're doing today. Go ahead.
in here in time and in harvest thou shalt rest.
Yes, sir.
And thou shalt observe the feast of weeks, of the first fruits of wheat harvest,
Mm-hmm.
and the feast of ingathering, all the years end.
He said you shall observe the Feast of Weeks, which is Pentecost. Then you observe the Feast of the First Fruits of the week, meaning that you give him the first of everything that you have. And these first fruits are talking about people, if you're going back into Revelation, of the first resurrection. These are the ones that are going to be God's with him in 1,000 years. He telling the story, he just wanted to give you match it up. Let me show you something. We got a little time. Let's go to Matthew chapter 13. All this is symbolism. It's symbolism to show God's plan. This is the last one. This is the intro to the Feast of Pentecost. The God of war and his first fruit army. You want to be a part of that, I want to be a part of that. Let me show you about this wheat. How it symbolized us. So the first fruit of harvest, whatever you're harvesting, you give God the first of it, because he's going to make you the first in the first resurrection. Matthew chapter 13 and verse 24. Let's look at this parable. We'll be done after this. Go ahead, brother. Verse 24.
Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which soweth good seed in his field.
See, God using a parable or a riddle or something that symbolized the kingdom of God, which is good seed and a field. He's telling them, give us symbolism, trying to show us something about his kingdom by using vegetation. Go ahead.
But while man slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way.
He said, while men slept, the enemy came in and sowed tares. These are weeds.
That's right.
These tares are wicked people. And amongst the wheat, those are the righteous people. So you're always going to have wicked and righteous people neck and neck. You have them in church right here. They're here. But God don't want you to be fooling them and say, no, you got to get out of here because you're doing this, you're doing that. Because you might pull up that person that was coming here to hear the word, and you take their mama out, or you take their daughter out, or something like that, and you will uproot the whole congregation.
That's right.
Just for one person. But listen what he say here. You're going to bring it in the play right here.
Verse 26. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst thou not sow good seed in thy field? From whence then has it tares?
He said, didn't you have good seed here? Good word? How do these tares come in? How do these evil people come in and start polluting these people? Go ahead.
He said unto them, An enemy has done this.
Who's their enemy? Satan. Have came in and put these tares in there. In the church. In your life. Go ahead.
The servant said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up?
He said, well, you want us to go out there and take them up? You want us to go and pull them up, get them out of there? Listen what he said.
But he said, No, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them.
A lot of times, what keeping a person inside the church is that next person sometimes. So he don't want you to go in there and try to kick somebody out. Don't say acting okay. It's good. But don't go in there and try to be a lord over a person saying, she doing this, he doing that, going in their personal life. Let them deal with it. Let them deal with it. You don't go in there and try to play God, and like a lot of people do. Go ahead.
Verse 30. Let both grow together until the harvest.
Until the harvest. Let them go together. God won't separate them. Go ahead.
And in the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers,
Mm-hmm.
gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn.
Now this is talking about the kingdom of God, right here. Now jump down to verse 36. He's going to give you the interpretation of it. The interpretation of it. So you'll know exactly what he's talking about his kingdom. Go ahead.
Then Jesus sent the multitude away and went into the house. And his disciples came unto him, saying, Declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field.
Like, man, we understand that. Show what you talking about. That was too deep. Go ahead.
He answered and said unto them, He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man.
Yes, sir. That's Jesus, the Son of Man. Go ahead.
The field is the world.
The field is the word. So he's giving the interpretation of what these symbols are. The field is the world. Go ahead.
The good seed of the children of the kingdom.
Yes, sir.
But the tares of the children of the wicked one.
So we got children of the kingdom, which are good, and you got children of the tares, which are bad. They both cohabitating together.
Hallelujah.
Go ahead, brother.
Glory. The enemy that sold them is the devil.
So he giving the interpretation. The enemy is the devil that sold these people. Go ahead.
The harvest is the end of the world,
Mm-hmm.
and the reapers are the angels.
The reapers are the ones that are going to come back and resurrect up these people that are right and put them on the right side. God hold the angels. And we said, Michael, the archangel shall go forth and with a cry, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. He's going to bring them up, the ones that are righteous. He's going to be with the Lord for 1,000 years. Go ahead.
As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world.
That's the wicked people. They're going to be burned in the lake of fire. Go ahead.
The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and them which do iniquity.
He's going to get it. He's going to clean it up. He knows who's righteous. You don't try to be that one. I don't try to be that one. Go ahead.
And shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth.
You know what that fire is? The lake of fire, hell. Waiting the national teeth. You in that thing 24/7, where time do not exist.
Amen.
And also in other scripture, worms gonna be eating on you. And you trade that to go over there for a barbecue instead of keeping Pentecost. You trade that to go over there and celebrate Christmas instead of keeping the feast on unleavened bread. This is what you're trading for. This is what, if I'm doing, I'm trading for that. This hell, this is what's gonna happen. Go ahead.
Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who has an ear to hear, let him hear.
The righteous shall shine forth. That's the wheat that he's talking about, the wheat and the tare. They're gonna shine forth. You got to make sure you understand this. When we dealing with this feast on tomorrow, be mindful of this. It's more than just eating. This is about talking about the kingdom of God. And believe me, the more I study this word, the deeper and deeper it gets. I'm like, wow, you entrust this with me?
Amen.
That's what you should be saying. Dog, I got an opportunity to learn this, to be a God. But you know what people do? Got to study. All right, let's go talk and do whatever we want to do. Don't even give a care. Instead of going back in this book and get yourself familiar in your mind to make sure you understand, because God is not just looking at the outer appearance. He's looking in your mind to see, do he or she actually understand the plan of God? Can she come or he come and be in my army of the first fruits? And he look in your mind and see all this other worshiping of idols, all this stuff we in this world, follow the worldly way of doing things, drinking, smoking, getting drunk, all this stuff. Looking at all that stuff you doing, like, nah, they ain't ready. Fornication, they ain't ready. Lying, they ain't ready. Stealing, they ain't ready. This is what we got to look at right here. And we all have to work, including me. I'm the first one. I got the most on me than any of y'all. Because he judged the preachers the strictest. That's why a lot of times you see me, I just can't cohabitate with a lot of people. I just can get too much correction I gotta do. Too much correction. I'm like, dog, he just keeps saying fool over and over and over again. Now I gotta tell him, now, you know you call somebody a fool, now you in danger of lake of fire. I said it one time. But anyway, tomorrow is gonna be the Feast of Pentecost. We're gonna start at 2 o'clock. Hope everybody can come out and worship the Lord on that day so you can gain salvation. One by one. Each day we're doing this word correctly, we get one more notch on our belt to be with our Father. At this time, we're going to take up the offering. If anybody got anything to give, want to give toward the feast or whatever, that's up to you. Listen, right there, I'm stunned. Ain't no pressure now. You don't want to give, see it? Ain't no pressure. No pressure. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock, we're going to be here for the Feast of Pentecost. We're going to read the announcements before we
Just give it